Got disconnected again. Sorry for the tech issues. I have to keep apologizing for YouTube's behalf. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I just deleted the app and re-downloaded it. So hopefully it was just my app and not the whole YouTube platform. But yeah, there's tech issues. So just keep going with it, you guys. I'm going to timestamp the reads and etc. So thank you so much for being patient. We're back. We're live. We're having tech issues. It's okay. Okay, you guys, just go with it. Okay. I'm still going to get the messages out. I'm still going to timestamp the readings in the comments below. I might also combine all of the videos. If I have a chance to download all the videos, I will combine them all into one video and repost it on my YouTube so everyone can just watch the video all underneath one. So yeah, but for right now, to finish the live stream, we have to do this way, okay? So I can get the messages out. All right, you guys? All right, you guys, I appreciate you for your patience. I don't know what's going on, but we're having YouTube tech issues, so just go with it. All right, to continue Gemini's reading. Gemini, we have the Spirit Fox. The Spirit Fox is showing me that Spirit is pointing out, and mind you, the card says trust in changing times. So trust your talents in changing times. It's showing me here that you may feel as though now is a time where it's hard to trust. And I'm hearing this time, baby, I'll be bulletproof. It's that bulletproof time song coming out right now. I feel like it's definitely pertaining to this card in this time in the world that we live in. It's like, this time, baby, I'll be bulletproof. Something about your perseverance. Like, I keep having to persevere through these live streams because they keep crashing, and then I have to restart the live streams. It's something about your energy, Gemini. It's the same principle. It's a message within a message. Like, you keep being resilient. You keep pushing towards something that you feel is a legacy. It's something that is part of your lineage. It's part of your DNA. It's like, I don't give up. It's like this resilience, this rebel in you. So I'm also getting that kind of a part of your reading being amplified by this one card, the Spirit Fox card. And it says, you know, trusting your talents in changing times has a lot to do with the world changing. There's a lot going on in the world that's changing. And that could be, you know, difficult for people to understand or scary for other people. But for you, you're adaptable, Gemini. You're the sign of adaptability. So if things change, you're like, okay, we're in a pivot. It's time to move this way. It's time to do that. It's time to do this. It's, you know, you have this ability to guide yourself and others in a direction, even if you don't know all the answers. And there's something about this guidance that leads the way. It's the staff. It's the staff energy, the rod that's curled, and it creates this vision, right? Through, it's like through this like dream catcher. You know how dream catchers are supposed to catch the bad dreams so you can have a good night's dream? So it's like your energy catches negativity and alchemizes it into a positive result. So it's like, oh, okay, I got the negative information. Let's make it positive. Let's adapt. Let's change. Let's do something about this through with what we got. It's taking what you have and doing something with it. That's this energy. Very beautiful. So it's like maybe people see you as beautiful or as very handsome, if you guys are my guys watching. But yeah, I see something here as like your energy is very much of it's attractive because even though there may be sly, slick, manipulative things or people or a world around you, you trust your talent and your belief system and your birthright and your bloodline. You trust that so much within you that even in changing times, it doesn't faze you. You just keep going. And I love this about you, Gemini. I'm seeing that here within the message. It's beautiful. It's beautiful energy. Bottom of the deck says great teacher. The great teacher. It says learn from spiritual experiences. So you have the dove here. The great teacher. It's almost like you're connected to spirit directly. It's like you have a direct, when I say you have a direct lineage, you also have a direct line to spirit. You have a direct line to the people before you, to the ancestors before you. You could dream about them. You could astro travel. We have the traveler card. You could astro travel. You could dream about them. You could have conversation with them in your mind, or in maybe you're clairaudient, like the things you hear. Maybe you hear certain things your intuition tells you. You don't just feel it, you also hear it. So you believe it, and then you do it, and then you see the results. Or you see how it protected you from harm, or you see the results of something successful. Like there's something here where you're guided. You're the traveler. You're the one who adapts to change and also creates change for yourself in changing times. So for some of you guys, you recognize that we're in New Earth. And for others of you, you're on the way to recognizing New Earth. And what is New Earth? It's the spiritual connection and knowing that we're living in a spiritual simulation here. And that with your vision and your mindset and your belief system, you could change the earth that you live in. And so then that's happening on like a quantum level. That's happening on like a macro level. That's everybody awakening to this all at the same time, kind of with a lot of the people who are also like you, Gemini. So you may be walking right into your tribe of people. You may be walking into friends that are more of high vibrationally in alignment to you, on that wave of thinking, of belief system. You could also be running into romantic suitors with this energy. It could even be people who you collaborate or who you work with. But you're walking into that. You're moving in a new direction, new earth, new direction. You're moving into a new direction here. And so Spirit is saying here, with your movement, it creates change. With your belief system and your connection to your lineage, it creates this massive change. You follow this map that doesn't exist but still exists because it's within you. It's very beautiful the way your message is coming out. You stand your ground. You stand 10 toes down. You see what's happening and you acknowledge it. You accept it for what it is, and then you do with what you have. It's just so strength. It's just so strength. It's so strong is what I meant to say, but strength also represents a Leo energy. So you could have strong Leo placement in your chart, Gemini, with the strength kind of slipping out of my tongue. So I'm also getting Taurus energy that I had mentioned earlier. Leo energy here as well. That's the zodiac signs I'm seeing so far. You could have in your chart, highly aspected. For some of you guys, what's interesting is that you're going to travel. You may not be traveling right now much, but you will be traveling. For some of you guys, you're already traveling. You may travel for work. You may travel for leisure. But there's something about the world, how you see the world and what you will be learning and seeing and maybe doing in another culture or tradition or through travels could be very significant to how you create a legacy, a purpose in life, or your purpose for life. Could have something to do with culture, tradition, travels, knowledge, learning, seeing the world and learning, or reading about the world and learning, experiencing the world and learning. Okay, so keep that in mind. It could be a clue to your purpose that leaves legacy. You could be known globally. Maybe you're going to be known around the world. Okay. What else do we have here, Spirit? Okay. We have the wise one. Wow. So this was speaking about what I was talking about before we got cut off in the previous video to your reading. I spoke about the wise woman, the wise lineage, the wise women and wise men, or the brave men and the wise women. I forget how I said it, but there's something of this energy where you are the wise one. So what's interesting is that every step that you take on this journey, on this intuitive map that you feel connected to through your bloodline, it's a natural map that comes from DNA strands, right? It's interesting because you don't know that this is what you're doing, but you know you have an idea of it, but you're not for certain that, you know, it's your DNA or your ancestors or your bloodline directing you, but you kind of know. It's like you know, but you don't know how it happens maybe, or how that is, but you know that that's what's happening. You're like, I know that this is happening, but I don't know how, but I'm not going to sit here and figure it out or break brain cells to have to do. I'm just going to do what I'm told, or do what I feel called to, or what I felt was my purpose. And so in that brings you a lot of wisdom. So you go from a young age, the age you are right now, to this wisdom, to this wise old soul. So this is you in leading yourself in this direction, you grow wiser as you go. There's wisdom as you go along, because this woman is now very old, you see? And so this is a representation of you, Gemini. You now versus your older, wiser, gray-haired self in the future, like way in the future, like 80 years old, like energy. So there's something here of like saying that you're in a state of youth and wisdom now, but you gain more as you see or experience life, the world, or experience life in the world, and in ways that you may have not have imagined. So you grow within your current situation. It says growing within your current situation. In the current present moment, you are growing into this knowledge, into this information. We also have here the crow. I believe this is a crow or a raven. You could see it as a raven. And then we have here an owl. And it's like these are the messages from wise counsel. There's something about your ancestors and wise counsel, the ascended masters of the world who have passed on and left lineages and ancestry. Like there's something here about your bloodline leads you into this esoteric knowledge or spiritual knowledge, or knowing of like, I have purpose, and you finding what you want to do with your life and then going and taking action to do it. Because the traveler takes action. They don't just dream of travel. They also do it. They seek it out. They make it happen. And so then there's that telling me that your environment is meant to change, Gemini. You're meant to adapt. You're meant to have a changing environment in order to grow, in order to ascend, in order to evolve. And so with that, it's interesting because you teach others. And it's almost like you don't teach others on purpose. You just naturally go into the energy of teaching. You go into the energy of demonstrating. You go into this energy of like seeing and then being like, oh, I want to talk about this. This is interesting to me, so I want to share it with others who are willing to listen. And so there's this energy of like, it's the teacher with grace. You kind of gracefully go into the energy of guru, teacher, master type energy. You didn't plan for it. It kind of just is. It kind of just happens. It kind of just ends up being that as you go along. So it's very interesting. So I like this for you. I love this for you. We have the Hermit card, retreat and recharge. For a lot of you guys, you are in the energy of learning how to retreat and recharge your energy. Or for some of you, you have mastered this. For some of you, you may meditate a lot. This person's meditating on the card. Okay? You're meditating on how far you've came, what you've learned, what you want to manifest. For some of you guys, it's giving like that, it's giving like that, that Simba energy, because I'm seeing here the red mark on this person's third eye. And that is the root chakra. Red represents the root chakra. And we talked about the root earlier with this card, the earth energy, grounding energy, root chakra. So there's something here that you're seeing clearly through your third eye, your lineage. Because the red is on this person's third eye, it's showing me here like this circle of life. The circle of life, aka Simba, Lion King energy, like the story of that. It's the circle of life. It's like your roots of your lineage is now being recognized by you through your third eye. Okay, so you're starting to awaken to like another level of your lineage, or another level or skill or talent to yourself that may come from your ancestors, your family tree passed down to you. It's something of like you were passed down something that you are going to continue in your life by natural choice. And so like you get to choose whatever this is for you, but it's a skill that you're going to involve in whatever it is that your interests are. Okay, so your interests may be different or change, but you're still using the same skill. Okay, so what do I mean by that? For some of you that kind of went over your head. So I mean like you may have a skill of creating things with your hands, right? So say you have a skill of crocheting, right? And you crochet things all day and you make different things. But there's something to say about, you know, what industry you want to get into crocheting. Because you could get into an industry of fashion in crochet. Or you could get into an industry of, you know, crocheting for homeless people who need hats and scarves and, you know, gloves. Like there's it's just wherever you want to give this skill to, you give it to that, right? And so there's something to say about, there's a talent or a skill that you have. It could be a spiritual skill, it could be a skill that you do with your hands, it could be a skill that you do with your vision, it could be a skill that you do with you know, your voice. Whatever it is that your skill is, you implement it in an industry or in a form of career that works for you, and it helps guide others to some type of wisdom or some type of gratitude for having you around. And so that is a message within the message. And I hope that made some sense. I tried to give an example, but sometimes I struggle with the examples, so maybe you guys have a better one. But that's what it's giving. It's like a circle of life, and then you leave behind something that keeps the energy going. It's like you pay it forward, and then it's left behind for others to pay it forward as well. I'm getting the Pay It Forward movie, so it's an old movie. So maybe you guys resonate with that Pay It Forward movie. If you guys never seen it, maybe look it up and watch it. It's called Pay It Forward, and it's a movie with the kid from the Sixth Sense movie, that scary movie about like the kid's mediumship. He was a medium or whatever. But yeah, something about paying it forward and leaving things behind as you pay it forward for others to pay it forward as well. Like you're the future ancestor. You're walking this earth though still. See, your other ancestors aren't, but they left something behind for you to now walk this earth and then leave something behind. So it's paying it forward every time you leave something behind. It's kind of similar to Taurus's reading. That's why I said for some of you guys, you have Taurus in your chart. Wow. Look at how the cards came out. It literally dropped out like this. So clearly I'm supposed to take this one. And it's the red energy. It says abundance here on the card. So there goes the red. And we talked about why that red is on that man's forehead. It's the circle of life, right? It's the energy of knowing this, but not knowing how or why this happens, but just knowing that this is how it is, and this is what you're leaving as a answer to everyone else. So it says here, I am a limitless being. I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. I am a limitless being, and I can manifest whatever I desire in this reality, in this physical reality. So it's interesting because I feel like you guys are master manifestors, but you may not know that you're like this. You may not realize that you are abundant, okay? You may not realize this because it may be difficult for you to realize how abundant you are with changing times. Trust your talents in changing times. It's hard to trust your talents sometimes because, you know, you're discouraged by other societal things. Okay? So that's what Spirit is showing me here. And I know that this reading sounds long-winded and it sounds like I'm taking a long time, but it's because we keep getting disconnected from the live stream. And I will finish this reading. I will finish this live stream. I am resilient. I will make sure the messages come out, okay? So, with that said, let's shuffle up 2 more cards and then we'll move on from this. Yeah, indecision. You are decisive. You may have been indecisive before. Now you're going into decisive energy. A lot of your purpose and your legacy has to do with your decisions that you make. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. What did we talk about? We talked about your intuition. Your intuition has led you to this wisdom. You don't know where you're going or how this is happening or why, but you just know that this is what you're supposed to do. It's that internal DNA. It's that ancestor that left that behind within you and within your DNA for your bloodline to carry. We have here relationships. This is the last card. You building relationships is actually part of your purpose. So you being of service to others, or you having particular collaborations or relationships to others, okay? This could be in romance. This could be platonic. This could be however way, shape, or form you want to digest this message. This is your message, so you get to digest it the way you feel it is for you. But the relationships here, which we have the flower of life being shown here on this card. It says, I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Yeah, there's something about you are connected to your future self in the present moment. You may look like this. You may look younger than your age as well. But we have here you in the present moment. This is you now, are actually connected to your old soul self. You're actually connected to your future self that has already completed all the tasks. And you're also connected to your ancestors. So this is your higher self, but this is also your ancestor. And it goes back within you and outside of you. It's the circle of life. It keeps attaching and detaching itself to you. This circle, it keeps going within you and out and above you, and then within you and above you, and within you and above you. It's this higher knowledge. It's going within to seek answers and then do things outside of it. Waking up from this meditation and realizing, I know what to do next. I know where my intuition is leading me. I will not let fear doubt me. I will not let these changing times of the world stop me. I will create these relationships because I know that I am abundant, and I know that this abundance is part of my legacy. It's part of my purpose. It is mine. It has been gifted and granted to me and no one else. It is done. It is done. It is done. So that is what I have here. So lock-in gang, that is going to be your message for my Geminis. So take it how it resonates. Not all the messages are going to be for everybody, but I do feel like that was your message. So take the messages and like the video and subscribe to the channel, you guys. It helps my channel grow. Let's continue these messages. Let's get to our last column here. Cancer is up next. So where are my Cancer gang, baddies and zaddies up in the building? Where's my bikini bottom baddies and zaddies? Lock-in gang. Drop your zodiac sign down in the chat stream below. Let me know y'all ready for the read. All right, that wraps up my Gemmy Gems energy. Hopefully we don't get cut off, but if, like I said, if we get cut off, just stay in the live stream. I'll drop the link to the next live stream. We're going to finish this reading. I am very determined to finish this reading. I don't care how many times we disconnect. The messages will go out. I am going to make sure of it. All right, so lock-in gang. After Cancer, we have Leo, Virgo, and Libra as our last zodiac signs for today. So, So, you guys be on standby, okay? Because your messages will be coming up soon, okay? But like I said, if we disconnect, I will leave the link in the chat, in the live chat. You will see a link, and you can go to the next video if we disconnect from this video. So just stay in the live chat, all right? If we have technical issues again, because we've been having tech issues. This is like the 3rd time I'm live streaming to finish just one live stream, just one reading. So I have to go back and timestamp those other videos and link them to the next one. So bear with me. Those timestamps will be coming from the previous videos, but I didn't even have time to timestamp them, y'all. I have to finish the live stream first, okay? So let's lock in, gang. Thank you so much for being patient. Thank you for being here. Let's get into my Cancers. We need the answers. Lock in, gang. Lock in. All right? So let's get it. I see all my OGs. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing back my OGs. I know that's right. Shout out to the OGs. What do we have here, Spirit? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source. Wow, Cancers, that's crazy. Here we go. Water gang. Shout out to the OGs, my water signs. You know, look at that. Connect with your emotions. Cancer, we're in your energy. First card out is the water sign card. Water guardian is here. You guys could be connected to like mermaids. Some people call them sirens. You could be connected to water, like oceans, I don't know, lakes, rivers. Maybe you like taking showers and baths a lot throughout the day. I don't know. But you could be connected to water in that way. You could drink lots of water. You could speak to your water. Maybe you manifest through water. You connect with your emotions through manifesting through water. You could do like moon phase rituals. So when there is like a full moon or a new moon, maybe you put out water and you do your manifestations through that. But that's what I'm seeing here. Someone could have blue hair. Someone could like dyeing their hair blue or have blue highlights in their hair. It kind of reminds me of Ramona flowers. Maybe somebody's name is Ramona, or someone's name here who's a Cancer, or who has Cancer sign placements. Their name starts with an R. Doesn't have to be. But I was getting Ramona flowers from Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the movie Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The girl Ramona, she dyed her hair blue. And he's like, your hair changed. And she's like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I change my hair like every week. Because he met her when her hair was pink and now her hair is blue. And that could be your energy. That could be your attitude, Cancer. It's like you're going to do what you're going to do regardless of what other people think. Or, you know, you're kind of like in that energy of like, you like feeling connected to you. And you like changing your appearance. Maybe you like changing your style, your hair, your eye color, your nail color, your clothing. Maybe your favorite color changes per week or per month or per season. Maybe last season your favorite color was yellow. Maybe this season your favorite color is burgundy. I don't know. But it's giving like you like to change your mind. You like to stay connected to how you feel and your mood, your emotions. That could be double confirmation. The way I'm describing you could be that this is your read. Doesn't have to be that you're connected to that in what I said. But for those who need to hear it, that is your message. I'm also seeing for some of you guys, you could really like mammals, like dolphins, whales, fish, things like that. You're very, excuse me. Okay. You're very connected to the water creatures and mammals and animals, okay? We also have here the fox card. It says, trust your talents in changing times. And Gemini got this energy. You could have Gemini in your chart. You don't have to. But Gemini also got this card. I believe another zodiac sign got this card as well. I think it was Taurus or Aries. I can't remember. But you can cross-watch for those zodiac signs if you want to. I'm also hearing Scorpio. When I looked at this water sign, Spirit told me, oh, Scorpio too. So for some of you guys, Scorpio could be significant to you. You can cross-watch the Scorpio reading. If you have any of these signs that I'm mentioning highly aspected in your chart, you can always cross-watch. Sometimes it sounds like a personal reading if you cross-watch because you get more messages that connect to you. But I'm seeing here, and excuse my stomach growling. She is growling. I do these readings fasted. But I am seeing here, trust your talents in changing times. You could be emotionally connected to certain things in your environment that's changing, whether that's in your work environment, your family dynamic, or the world, things in the world that are changing. But there's something you're emotionally being self-aware of at this time, like with your emotions. Your emotions are attached to the changing times, okay? It brings you purpose to a legacy. There's a reason why you're in this lifetime experiencing certain changes, okay? It's part of the legacy that you're meant to leave behind. It's part of the life that you're meant to give purpose. Because you're given a life, but do you give it purpose? And Spirit is saying these changing times will show you your purpose. That's what's going to create what you leave behind. That's going to create the legacy of your name, or the legacy of your career choice or your career path or your lineage or your interests or your desires or your talents or whatever skills you have. It's going to give it purpose. Okay? So just because things are changing around you or within your environment, it doesn't mean that that's a setback. It's actually changing so you could see something. There's an answer within that shift. There's an answer within these changes. You're being shown something through a change. Something is changing to show you something. So you need to connect to your intuition. Emotions also represent intuition. So this water energy, you guys are very intuitive. You may know the answer that you seek already. Spirit is saying you may be seeking answers, but I have already shown you and have told you through your intuition the answer you seek. Maybe it's that you just feel like you need double confirmation, and maybe this reading for some of you guys will be confirmation for you, okay? But the answer you seek is already within you, okay? So you may be changing your mind or changing your direction or changing something about you, okay? For some of you guys, you've already done this. And for others of you, you're in the midst of doing this. So for everybody's on different timelines. Like I said, I don't know your life. If you want a more personal read, you could always book a personal or cross watch for other placements in your chart within this live stream. But there is this energy of like, whatever has changed or is changing, it's to show you something and a connection to your purpose. And it gives you power and it leaves a legacy. That power leaves a legacy. What else is here, Spirit? Hi, Brock. Hi, the Bay. We got Goddess in the chat. We also got Jenny, Ashley, Miss Tiles, and Bernadette, and your fave, Sade. Touche's in the chat, and Kylie King. Thank you for being here, you guys. We got Safe up in the building as well, and Katrina. Shout out to the OGs. I just wanted to shout y'all out. I didn't get a chance to do that. We have here the moon. Take note of intuitive messages. See? Intuition. My intuition told me that, right? My intuition told me about your intuition when I saw this card and when I channeled this card. Trust your talents and your intuition at this time, okay? It is showing you something. There's something you're being enlightened to, and your environment is showing you that. It could be the people around you, your closest family members or friends. There could be something significantly changing with that or with your work, your lifestyle, your patterns, habits, behaviors. It could be a change within you or outside of you in your environment or in the world. Maybe the changing times of the world create something of an intuitive pivot, move, answer. But it is the answer that you already have within you. It's going to double confirm your direction. We have here shift your perspective. Next card out. This intuitive message that you're receiving or that you already know is going to shift or has already shifted your perspective. And so with that said, we have the air guardian and the water guardian. Sidebar, you could have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your chart, highly aspected. Anywhere in your chart you feel guided to look at that message, that zodiac sign's message within this live stream, or even you know, within your own chart, if you do astrology chart readings or if you know someone who does, it could tell you a lot about your air sign position in a certain planet. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be in a certain planet. It could be in the moon. Maybe you have a moon, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius moon placement. You could have this air sign placement. If it's not in your moon, it could be in your Mars or your Venus. It could be in your Jupiter or your North Node. You can check out those placements. The air sign gives me third eye chakra, and the water sign gives me like heart chakra. But also it gives me like sacral chakra as well. That womb energy, the water in the womb. The water in the womb energy. For some of you guys want to have children, or you do have children. For some of you guys, you could be pregnant currently right now. That doesn't mean that if you're not pregnant that you're going to get pregnant. I'm talking to those who already are. So don't say I wish something on you. I didn't. I'm talking to the people who already are with water in their womb. I just heard you're the water barrier right now. So Spirit wants you to know that you're a water carrier right now. So you're highly intuitive right now if you are pregnant. And you're highly getting messages in your dreams as well. For some of you guys, just in general, male or female or however you identify, you always know he, she, they, always welcome to my space. But this is showing me here that you're connected to the moon cycles. For a lot of you, you're connected to the moon, the phases of the moon, and it affects your mood or your perspective as well. Your perspective has the ability to guide you in a place of like, and it guides you in a place of creation. For some of you guys, you could already be creators. For some of you guys, you are trying to find that creative niche that you want to be in, whether you work for yourself or someone else. But I'm seeing here, when you shift your perspective, or if you already have and you're in this creative energy, or you will be, it's interesting because your talent in changing times shifts everyone's perspective. It's like your connection to your intuition and your emotional stability shifts people's mind's eye, shifts people's perspective, and realizing, oh, I can create too. It could shift somebody into their own creation. It could make somebody feel like all of a sudden they can do things that they didn't know that they had the ability to do. It could be in the way that you emote, aka you express yourself and your perspective, because I'm seeing an expression of perspective when I look at the emotions and the perspective card. The water and the air in your chart here could be significant to the way you think, your mind, the moon. The moon placement speaks of the mind. When we look at astrology, it speaks of your intuition, it speaks of enlightenment, it speaks of the mind, it speaks of third eye energy. And so why I'm saying that, why am I saying that? Because there's something here about you're still in flow, whether you're in your emotions inside or whether you're communicating on the outside, because air sign represents communication. Water sign represents a feeling. They both flow though. It's a flow of words. It's a flow of feeling. Water and air both flow. It's a flow of air. It's a flow of liquid when you talk about water. So there's something here where you're in constant flow when it comes to your talents during changing times, and you're leaving a legacy with your words or what it is that you create with your feelings, your emotions. So I'm getting people who could be artists of some sort, who create with their words or their emotions or their writing or their thoughts or something like that. I don't know. It could be whatever it is that you want to do within that skill, and you could implement it in anything that you do as a business or working for someone else. It's your superpower. It's kind of like a Marvel thing, right? You're like, you got little superhero stuff happening here, where you're able to change your reality and teach others how to do so, but you don't directly teach people. It's just that you live your life, and your testimony shows this. So you're meant to see something. Where you've been and where you're at now is a testimony to show yourself something. It's the enlightenment. It's to show you and reveal to you something, the moon energy, but it's also to reveal to others as well, because people can resonate with your story. The legacy you leave behind is story. Thank you, Spirit. They summed it up for me. Ashe. Thank you, Source. The legacy you leave behind is a story. So I don't know how you're leaving a story behind. It could be in creating a film, a TV series. It could be in writing a book, a script, a Broadway musical. It could be in writing music. It could be in writing poetry. It could be in expressing yourself at a webinar, a seminar, or online. Maybe you have your own channel. Maybe you are an influencer, or you have your own face. You're the own face of the brand on any platform. You know, this could be in any way. I gave you examples, but it could be in other ways as well. Use your imagination. I know you have it, but there is this energy of that coming through. Your story is the legacy. Your story is your purpose. However you've lived life has given you experiences. It's kind of like Annie, like the energy of Annie. It's a hard knock life, or the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar, you know, that type of energy. So the moon goes through phases, right? We go into a full moon, into a new moon, and there's significant stages between the full moon and the new moon in order for that to happen. And that's kind of a, you know, the principle of your life. That's kind of like an example of your own life. You had to go through certain chapters and certain phases that brought you enlightenment to who you are today and who you are still becoming. Wow, this is a deep message. Whoever needs this message, this is awesome. Bottom of the deck, I just shuffled. I'll stop it here. We have Sage. So it says, be devoted and committed. There's something of that there's something of this energy that you know, that you are a sage, you are a guide, you are a guru, you are some type of leader. You could be a master of change. You may or may not realize how big of an impact that you're leaving, or how much of an ability you have to do so. And for others of you, you know the impact that you're leaving because you're doing it now and you believe in it 100%. But wherever you're at within that, this is your legacy that you're leaving behind. It is very much sacred. It's like a sage. It's very sacred. Okay? So that's what I'm seeing here. It says, be devoted and committed. You're going to be committed to this path. You're going to be devoted to the path. It is written. What's interesting about this sage is that they're writing. Sorry, you guys, that the video is cutting up. Somebody just said, is it buffering sometimes? Is it? I hope not. How's the connection for you guys? Let me know in the chat. Okay. Thank you. So we have here sage, okay? And it's interesting because this sage, they're writing on a leaf with a peacock feather. And so seeing that there gives me the message that you guys are, like, it is already written, because this leaf obviously comes from a tree, right? It is written in your family tree by whatever you want to blame it on. Mother Earth, God, universe, I don't know, starseed family, however you want to label it, ancestors. It is already written in the universe. It is already written on a leaf of a family tree. It is already written and implemented that you are leading your life into being a sage for yourself and others. So it is already written here. And for some of you guys, you could be of Indian background. So you could be from India, or you could be connected to their belief system or some type of culture or lineage. Maybe even your ancestry has that. I'm also seeing that you may be feeling connected to Atlantis or Lemuria. These are, these are worlds and lands that existed from times before, long ago, that you could research. I won't go into it because it's very extensive, but you could look it up on your own. I'm also seeing Greek background. Somebody could be from Greece or have a Greek background as well. I'm also getting like a reference to the Greek background or the Greek knowledge. I'm getting like Hercules. So I don't know if you guys like the Hercules movie growing up, but for some of you guys, maybe you resonate with Hercules. Maybe it's the physique of Hercules, your strength. It could speak about your inner strength or your physical strength, because we talked about your physicality with that first card. But I'm also getting from the Hercules energy, it's giving like it's speaking of your inner power, your inner strength, your esoteric knowledge, something of that you have this naturally, intuitively embedded within yourself based off of your family tree. So you can say it's like DNA or bloodline lineage type, but it makes me feel like it's also that it's not too far away. It's not so ancestral that it goes all the way back, back, back. I feel like it's more recent of family trees. I feel like it's your great great grandmother. It's still part of the closer lineage to you. It didn't take long to be passed down to you, or you know what I mean? It's more of like a closer lineage. And so this was already written for you. Okay? And underneath the Sage card, we have White Witch energy. Gemini also got this, as well as the Great Teacher. They got this card as well. So you could have Gemini in your chart. We talked about that with the air sign card that came out earlier. But there is a reference towards a spiritual teacher learning from your experiences, maybe teaching it spiritually. For some of you guys, you're interested in that. But for others of you, this is just saying that your life experiences, like I said, are like giving a story for people to... It's you're writing the story, because the story has already been written for you to become this White Witch energy, which is you're working with white light, right? You're working with high divine beings of the white light only. It's not on no black magic bombokla energy. It's literally like white light, like divine energy is what we're talking about, like spiritual high ascended masters and beings. So there's something of your soul connection to that, okay? And your closer lineage, your closest family tree, great great grandmother or great 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 grandmother, like that type of energy that is still connected and soul bonded to you. And so you're writing the story to leave behind on earth. So not only has the story been written for you, you've also written the rest of the story and you leave it behind. So when I'm saying that whatever story you're writing or story that you're showing, whether it's a show and tell or whether it's a more of like a written tell, whatever it is that you're leaving behind, you leave it behind on earth, and then you leave it here for someone else to add to it and finish the story. It's kind of giving me like the telephone game. You know, when you tell somebody something and then you go around the circle and then it gets back to you, it may not be the same. It's because everyone's telling the rest of the story. It might not be the telephone game. Maybe I'm thinking about a different... It's not the telephone game. What is that game that you play where you're like, a guy went to a house and then you go to the next person and the house had spiders, and then you go to the next person and the person said, yeah, the spiders bit the boy and he turned into Spider-Man. And it's like you continue the story. It's something about that. It's your story that you're leaving behind that continues the story that people have done before you. That's your message. That's beautiful. Oh, we have here growth. Speaking of growth with that tree there, very, very, very connected to the other reading. In these oracle cards, we have a new oracle card we're using, and it says growth. I want to expand my consciousness and awareness. So this is what you've done. You've expanded your consciousness and awareness, and now you're sharing it through your expression, through leaving a story. Okay. We have here happiness showing itself. Remember how I said you were connected to mammals or dolphins or like some type of under the sea creatures? So yeah, there is that energy here showing me that as well. Dolphins represent happiness. I'm also getting with the dolphin here, Florida or like Miami. Like, I don't know if you've, swam with the dolphins. I'm also getting San Diego, something coastal, something. And it's interesting that I say that because I reference Atlantic energy. I referenced like Lemuria and Atlantis. So maybe it has to do with the Atlantic Ocean or something like that. Could be significant to you. Maybe you live near the Atlantic Ocean coast. But I am seeing here, whether it's Atlantic or Pacific, there is some type of water energy here. For some of you guys, maybe you were on the East Coast, now you're on the West Coast, or the West Coast and now you're on the East Coast. But there is this energy of dolphin, okay? The dolphin here creates happiness. Your growth has created happiness. You are aware that being happy means that you're on the right path, is what the card says here. And so then that energy is showing me that even though it's been a journey and you have a story, you could still smile. Because look at the sage smiling right underneath that tree. Yeah, your legacy creates smiles. It creates happiness. It creates conscious awareness. It creates growth for others by telling and showing your story, or writing your story if it's something you write. We have here gratitude wanting to show itself. So now we have the eye of gratitude. What's interesting is that I'm getting like the Avatar movie where they're saying like the tree of souls, which is Aowa. And so it's like the eye of Aowa is what they told me. So the eye of Aowa, even though that movie did not say that Aowa had an eye, it just said, oh, Aowa is the tree of souls in the Avatar movie, the one with the blue people. So that's what it's giving. I'm also getting with blue people, Pleiadian energy. You could be from Pleiadian starseed family descent. I'm also getting that as well. We have here, I am thankful for this life and the opportunities it presents. Okay. Yeah, it's like the echoes in time, because dolphins, the way they communicate, it echoes in time. So dolphins represent that echo that you're leaving behind, or that you will leave behind. It's the story that you leave behind that echoes in time. It's like Michael Jackson's music still echoes in time because it's his lineage. It's what he's left behind, and it uplifts your spirit every time you hear that music play. Okay. So that is going to be your message. This is your purpose that leads you to legacy. Hopefully something brought you clarity, divine advice, and guidance with anything that I have mentioned and said here. But with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up, okay? So let's get on into Leo's energy. All right. Happy Tuesday, you guys. Lock in, gang. If you're a Leo gang, Baddie, or Zadie, drop your zodiac sign down in the chat stream below. Let me know you're the lion's mane up in the chat here. Let me know you're that main character energy. All right. Shout out to the OGs. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for being here, you guys. To my new subscribers, thank you to my newbies. I appreciate your love and support. We're getting to 20K. Let's go. Let's go. And you guys, don't worry. I will timestamp the live stream readings, and I will connect all of them together, because we've been disconnected 3 times now from this live stream message. And I am very determined to finish the live stream. No matter how many times we've gotten disconnected and had technical issues, I will finish the reading, because this chosen one message is very important, okay? And I will also find a way to download this reading and re-upload it as a video as well, as all one video. But let's continue the energy for right now. And if you guys are looking for timestamps, I will timestamp after I'm done live streaming all of the videos, okay? I know the last 2 videos don't have timestamps yet, so please don't be underneath that chat. In the other videos, I will get to it. I'm clearly live streaming. There's no way I can timestamp, okay? If you guys would like to timestamp the other video, feel free to do so that way I can get to them sooner. But I will be timestamping after I'm done with the live stream. All of the live streams I will timestamp after I'm done with this live stream. Okay? All right, so let's lock in, gang. What do we have for my Leo gang, Baddies and Zadies? My main character energy for their message with your purpose leading to legacy. Your purpose brings legacy. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source. Hey, Fo. Thank you. Thank you. I miss you guys, too. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate that. Shout out to the OGs. We got Jenny in the chat. Shout out to the Leo. Leo gang is in the building heavy. We got Jenny up in the chat. Ashley, no problem. Thank you for being here. My pleasure. All right, let's get it. What do we have here for Leos? What do we have here for Leos? All right, guys, let's get into Leos. We have Stag, trust and thrive. Trust and thrive is your first card out. You could have Capricorn in your chart. You don't have to, but it's very possible that you have it highly aspected. So take this message how it resonates. Maybe this message will resonate more in Capricorn season when we get into the later of December into January is when Capricorn season starts. So December into January could be significant to you in some way once we get to that. But I'm seeing here that your purpose, you're meant to bring stability in your life and others' lives. when it talks about the stag here, standing on business, staying 10 toes down, staying ambitious or focused. I'm seeing that here. I'm seeing that you're trusting the process. You're thriving. Okay. I'm also getting the teacher here. The teacher card is wanting to show itself. This is a representation of an ascended master. So you may be connected to ascended masters. You may be seeing 333 a lot. You could recently have seen a dove or a white bird. Some type of white bird could be significant that you see. I'm also seeing here that this card, when it mentions learn from spiritual experiences, you guys have grown from a lack or from not having. Okay, because I'm seeing here that you've grown from not having or from feeling in lack. I'm also seeing surrender. You've surrendered to the divine. The places or the parts of yourself that you felt like were lacking, you said, I give it to God, I give it to spirit, I let go and let God, or I give it to the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, okay, you guys? So that's what I see here. Beautiful energy. Yeah, you let go so that you could bring peace. The let go card just was trying to show itself to me. It said let go. So that's crazy. So that is definitely on point. What else is here, spirit? For my Leos, what else is the message? Dream and journey. Dancing to the beat of your own drum. Dreaming to the beat of your own purpose, right? You guys could be into music with a drum here, or you could feel like you're connected to tribes, I mean, and you have like a tribal lineage or culture or belief system or tradition. You could be connected to that. It gives like Mayan. You guys could be connected to Mayan times. So maybe you are of Mexican or Hispanic descent. Mayan energy is here. I'm also getting that Native American energy again here. We got it earlier in other zodiac sign readings, but I'm getting that in your reading now. This Native American descent, lineage, ancestral thing. So maybe you want to check your ancestry or your 23andMe or whatever. Maybe you guys already know of this because it's more prominent in your upbringing. Maybe it was mentioned. But I am seeing that here. For some of you guys, you let go of certain religions, and so your belief system could have changed. That could also be why you've learned from a spiritual experience, because your belief system has changed or is changing. I'm also hearing like African American, so Black indigenous, whether you come from your American slave lineage or whether you come from a background that is still based in Africa, West African, South African, Nigerian, any type of background, Ethiopian. I'm getting strong Africa energy because I'm seeing specific hieroglyphics here. So I get Mayan, Native American, and African descent. Here's on the spread. You come from this lineage. If you don't know that you have it in your bloodline, you do. You should check it out. Has something to do with your purpose, okay? Your purpose bringing legacy here. So let's deep dive. Let's get more answers, Spirit. For the highest good for Leos. Oracle. Wow. Wait for important information. So you have the oracle here and the teacher. The oracle is the prophet, the seeker, the seer of knowledge. And the teacher is the one who teaches the knowledge that they know intuitively, or they have in their bloodline, or they have this gift. For some of you guys, you could consider yourself an oracle or a prophet or a medium, or just connected to spiritual realms, connected to like the other side, the other realms that we do not see but we feel. So the realms that we do not see but we feel. You could be connected to this in dream or in visions. Things you hear. You could be clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. All the clairs. Your name could be Claire. But for some of you guys, what I really want to say here is that whatever it is that you know from an intuitive level, no matter how you may feel like you know it or not, you're able to teach this, or you're meant to teach. You're meant to become a leader. A stag is a leader. It's a person who is trustworthy. It's a person who's got it from the mud, so to speak, the underdog. Not always the case, but can be the case. And in this trust and resilience within yourself and intuitive ability, because for a lot of you guys, you're intuitives, you're able to teach this based off of your life experience, but also based off of that ancestry that I was telling you about. Mayan culture background, African culture background, or even Native American culture background. It's in your lineage. So if you're a mixed bred being, and even if you don't know if you're mixed, for some of you guys, it's in your lineage. It's activated at this time. Bottom of the deck, we have Air Guardian, shifting your perspective. So the Air Guardian represents Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy. You could have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius highly aspected in your chart. The other zodiac sign that I got for your reading was Capricorn. So you could have that in your chart as well. So that's what I'm seeing here. I really do feel like this energy or this message for you, Leos, is connected to higher realms. I keep just getting like higher realms, but through indigenous souls and people who have been here before. I don't even want to say that it's like, excuse me, I don't even want to say that it's your lineage. I kind of want to say that it's anybody, even people who aren't connected to you bloodline wise. You're connected to in the ethers. Like I almost want to say that I'm tapping into a Leo who, it doesn't matter what their bloodline is, they have some type of connection to those people. Like, so even if you're not Ethiopian, you have connection to Ethiopians in the realms. Even if you're not connected to Mayans, you have a connection to Hispanic culture in the realms. Like you are anointed with certain access to certain knowledge from certain ethnic backgrounds and cultures. You have access to it. Like you're granted permission to tap into these entities, deities, and ancestors on a high vibrational level in order to guide your life in this lifetime. Does this make sense? Like, because I'm tapping into someone who is anointed or given the permission by other cultures who have came from indigenous lands who you may not have in your bloodline. That's the interesting part, because for some of you guys watching, you're like, I don't have any of that in my bloodline, but you're granted access because you are the Oracle, okay? Shout out to Oracle Gang in the building, right? Oracle Gang Baddie's telling you that you're the Oracle. Isn't that crazy? But it's like you're a prophet. You have some type of prophetic knowledge. You also have a gift. You have a skill. And it doesn't have to be that you see the future. It's that you could see your own future. It's that you could see the potential in your own gifts and your own talents. You could see how that could bring change into the world, or you could see how that you could use that to teach others something about themselves based on what it is that you know or what you've learned. For some of you guys, you're into history. You like history. You like reading up on history, but more of like the indigenous history of like not textbook history, but more of like original stories, original documentary. Maybe you're into documentaries, you watch documentaries, you learn a lot from that. You feel connected to certain ones. So you could be born into this world as a European white person with no type of African American or Hispanic background, or you could just be straight up white. But for some reason you have interest in this ethnic indigenous culture, and you feel connected to it almost like a spiritual practitioner or a prophet or an oracle would. And the reason why is because you're chosen to have that permission to do so. Not every white person can do that. And for some of you guys, you're chosen for that. And it's because you might be chosen for your own bloodline to change and shift their perspective. So you might be actually the activist for these lineages. So it's interesting because for some of you, the lineages from before who are indigenous to this land, they are the ones using you as the vessel to give you permission to plant the seed for the white people to get it. You know what I'm saying? And for some of you guys who are watching, you feel destined to do that, or you feel purpose in that because you want the world to be a better place, or you want your own family dynamic, because it could just be that you're changing your family's perspective. It doesn't have to be on a community level or a worldly level. It could be that grand if you want it to be that. But maybe it starts off small. Maybe it starts off with your family. Maybe it starts off with you, and then it expands to that. And maybe you're doing the research. You know, you're creating some type of newness, knowledge, and what's nice is that when I see this bowl and this sage here and this bowl, it's like you're the one that's changing the perspective so that people could learn about what they are scared of. A lot of people are scared of indigenous cultures, lands, food, or people, and you're granted access from these ancestors from before to tap into that only because of your background now in this lifetime. You're the one who's the change, who's going to create change. For some of you guys, I just heard, well, why me? I don't want to be the one, but you're the one. I'm sorry, but you are. It's you. It has to be you. There's something about you. Maybe you're a good communicator. Maybe you're a good writer. Maybe you're a good storyteller. Maybe you're a good visualist. Maybe you're a good artist. Maybe you're just good at something. And for some reason, they trust you with this information and this knowledge to teach what people are scared of learning, or to teach people who are ignorant and who do not know, or who are stubborn. Okay? Beautiful. We have here indecision. So you may have been indecisive about this. Now you're using your intuition in all aspects of your life to finally do this. So for some of you guys, you're going from indecision to I've decided. I am the one. For some of you guys, you have a nose piercing. I'm seeing nose piercings referenced here twice. She has a nose piercing and so does she. So there's Air Guardian and Oracle. Both has a nose piercing. Maybe a nose piercing could be significant for some of you guys watching. That makes sense for you. That could be double confirmation. I'm talking to you. Somebody needed to hear that. Someone could still be denying this message. Leos, you could be stubborn and deny messages. We have here blame. We have I accept responsibility for my well-being. Spirit is saying people may blame you or judge you, but you are the one who knows I accept responsibility for my well-being. And if people are going to judge me and blame me and shun me out, then so be it. But I'm responsible for my well-being. I'm responsible for me to pass on this knowledge, this information. And I've been chosen, so I don't care who's blaming me or telling me I can't speak on these things or telling me that I can't create change. I will create change because I've been accessed and granted the knowledge to do so. And everyone may not realize that, but in time they will. And so there's that. And this could be any genre or any belief of talent that you have or skill that you have that you're implementing this knowledge into. You're pouring this knowledge into something you're already doing or something you have a decision to make on that you want to do. It's like, I want to create this, but it's going to trigger people. It may be controversial, but I'm going to do it. Sometimes you have to trigger people in order to create change. Change didn't happen without triggers. Ashe, lock in. Ashe. All right? So you're realizing if you're going to do this, you have to do it with high vibration. You have to do it with the access and the permission from your spirit guides, from other lineages, if you're not connected directly to them. And with that, you are going to be prosperous because you do it from integrity. We have here humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. So we have here humor. For some of you guys, you may do this. You may live this lifetime doing your purpose and creating legacy through laughter, uplifting people's spirit. You may implement lighter energy to a heavy discussion. You may implement lighter energy to a heavy dynamic or group of people. Negative people, negative, low vibrational energy. You may add some light to something negative that gets people to change their perspective. It could be the way that you demonstrate it, you show it, you tell it. So there's this talent here, and that's what I'm being shown. And it brings prosperity because we have the Buddha there. That's that good luck energy. For some of you guys, you could be connected to that culture, lineage, or that could be your belief system. Maybe you're Buddhist. You don't have to be. For some of you guys, you come from a Christian or a Catholic background, but you've shifted that to be more in your spirituality rather than a religion. So maybe you're agnostic. Agnostic means that you're not connected to any particular religion. You're kind of just spiritual, and you have belief that all religions are connected to one source, one spirituality, one God. Atheist is when you don't believe in God. Agnostic is the opposite. Okay, so for some of you guys, you're like, do you mean atheist? No, I mean agnostic. You're not connected to one way of belief system. You're connected to all, like God is connected to all, right? So you come from that energy of love. It leads you to success. Bottom of the deck is success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Your love leads you to success. Your knowledge leads you to success. The blame and the ridicule that you get will lead you to success. Why? Because not everything that you're meant to leave on this earth or do will be accepted by everyone, and that you have to accept. That in order to create change, sometimes you have to trigger and stir things up. As long as you're doing it for the greatest good, that's what's going to be successful. That's what's actually going to create something that is worth leaving behind. Now, that goes to say if you're doing it with integrity, and so you have to think about it. Because if not, you'll just create karma for yourself. So it's not even that, oh, I don't want you to be a bad person or you can't do a bad thing. No, it's just that I'm trying to save you from karma. So make sure it's integral. Make sure it comes from divine white light. Or else you're going to get karma. Karma means lessons. And they're not the best either. So I don't think anybody wants that. So that's what I have here for you, Leos. Lock in, gang. We're going to tap out of Leo's energy. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel, you guys. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can book with me. The link is in the description box below. We got 2 more signs for today. We have Virgo and Libra. So shout out to my Virgo and Libra gang in the building. All right, you guys. Where are my Virgos at? Lock in, lock in. Drop your World Cup energy down in the chat. We're about to be tapping into your purpose that's bringing legacy. Your purpose brings legacy. Okay. Let's get into these messages for Virgo's highest good. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source. Ashe. Hey, you guys. You said it feels like a personal read. Shout out to the OGs. It might get a little personal up in here. All right. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Lissy, you clocked it. You said 222. Yeah, shout out to the OG seeing the angel numbers in the chat. 222 energy. All right, here we go. What do we have here for my Virgos? For their highest, greatest good. Your purpose brings legacy. That is the theme of this reading. That is what we've been channeling for all the zodiac signs. You can cross-watch for all the other signs and readings. All right. The links will be in the description box below. You might be bouncing around through different videos, you guys, because we had technical issues. So just go with it. All right. Slot say. Thank you, Spirit. Ashe. What do we have here for my Virgos? First card out. Summer. Wow. You get a timing card, too. Summer of 2026 could be significant to you. So maybe it's during the summertime in 2026. Maybe you want to come back and watch this reading. I highly suggest you save it for later, because this could be a clue and you don't want to be digging for it later. Okay, so save the video now. But we have here summer. Bask in joy and light is what the card says, and it has a bumblebee. For some of you guys, you could like bees. You could eat honey, a lot of honey. Maybe you put it in your teas, or maybe you just eat it straight out the jar, or maybe you dip your fruit into it, or you drizzle it over top of your oatmeal in the morning. I don't know. Something about honey, bees to honey energy. Bees are a representation of hard work, hard workers, worker bees. A bee is also representative of the queen bee, right? So something about royal energy, your hard work leads you to some type of legacy or royalty energy, right? You're leaving something behind that feels like it's bringing light to your life and other people's lives based off of your hard work. So your hard work paying off, okay? Is what I'm seeing here. It could be something you're doing now that pays off next summer. It could be something that you end up doing at the top of the next year that pays off in the summer. Something about summertime, okay? Also the summer solstice energy. June, July, August. The summer solstice is in June 20th or 21st. Around that energy is when we have the summer solstice. That could be significant to you. Your birthday could also, be significant to you around your birthday season, even though you are born Virgos in September, August and September, that's still the summertime. So June, July, August. June is when summer solstice starts, but by the time August comes, we're still in summer. So it could be around your birthday season. You receive some type of good news or success or windfall of like, I feel like I'm in my purpose. I feel like I'm fulfilled. I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life and sharing it with others, what I've built for myself. So there is that energy. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. I really do feel like this is your message, you guys. So lock in, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hype up this video. You guys, press that hype button like crazy, because at the end of the day, this is like the third live stream. So I don't know how many views this is going to get, but I want the views to go up for this one as well. So like the video and hype up that video. The hype button is down. If you go down and scroll down underneath this video, you'll see the hype button. If you swipe for the options, you'll see the hype video. So you have to swipe for the options down in the comment section a little bit to find it. But hype this video up, like the video, please, so that other people can gain this message. I want the views to go up on this one as well, so that way this video can circulate for those who are looking for the Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Gemini, and Libra reading, because this is going to be this video. It's going to include all those signs. People are going to be lost, so definitely like the video to help them out. We have here warrior energy. This is kind of giving me like the wounded warrior energy. Be fearless and stand strong. The reason why you are so successful, or you're meant to be successful, legacy energy, your purpose, you're meant to have purpose, is because you have this warrior energy. You have this my will to thy will energy, right? I am that I am. And I just heard Spirit say, my will to thy will. And, you stand fearless, you stand strong. Your life experiences have given you a lot of pain, but through that pain, you've persevered and created prosperity. And it's something that you will be doing. You will be showing, you will be teaching, you will be learning over and over again more about yourself through telling your story or showing your story, right? So there's some type of wounded warrior. The wounded warrior is now the successful leader. We have here the high priest. You could be a high priestess as well. So high priest or high priestess energy is here. Intend and create. I intend to create, and I intend that my creations are successful. And that is that energy. I also see here a malachite crystal reference. You guys could like any type of green crystal. Malachite, emerald, jade. For some of you guys, your name is Jade. For some of you guys, your birthstone could be emerald. Maybe you're a Gemini watching this reading and you have Virgo placements in your chart. Maybe you're a Taurus and you have Virgo placements in your chart and you're cross-watching for this reading. Emerald would be your birthstone. It is the birthstone of the energy of May. So something about that energy, the malachite crystal is very significant. Malachite, jade, and emerald are crystals that bring abundance. Okay, so if you want to have those crystals around you, it's very abundant crystals, which match that honeycomb energy, right? You've pollinated your life, and maybe not from the best circumstances. Maybe you've had it rough or tough your whole entire life, or phases or chapters of your life have been tough. Whatever reason, it still makes you a wounded warrior. It still makes you triumphant after triggers, okay? Struggles, the hard knock life. It is already yours, is what Spirit is saying. It's always been. My right ear is ringing a high-pitched noise, so that could be definitely significant to you, that you're meant to receive this message. For some of you guys, you like wearing copper jewelry. That could be also a double confirmation that you need to wear copper, or that you already wear copper jewelry. I'm also seeing I'm seeing a hawk here that could be significant to you, but also I just heard the hawk represents like airplane or helicopter or flight. So some of you guys, you could be a pilot, or maybe it's a figurative way of saying that you're about to take flight. For some of you guys, you have tribal lineage. For some of you guys, you have Egyptian lineage. You could have both. But I'm seeing here you got it from the mud type energy, or you're about to. It's what you're intending to create. If you intend to create generational wealth, then that's what you're going to create. If you intend to create a name for yourself, a brand, then that's what you're going to create. If you intend to create, you know, children and have a bigger family, then that's what you're going to create. There's something here about the fruits of your labor, your hard work. You being a busy bee has brought you into royalty. Pharaoh, goddess energy. God, goddess, Pharaoh energy here. High priest, high priestess. Like you're putting yourself in an important position of power. I don't know why I got tongue-tied there, but maybe that's a tongue twister. For some of you guys, you wear a dark colored lipstick. Black lipstick or burgundy, dark red could be something significant of like a confirmation this is your reading. Yeah, for some of you guys, you come from a tribe, or you come from like a royal bloodline. So it's a tribal bloodline or a royal bloodline. It could be Egyptian bloodline for royalty. Okay. What else is here? Someone could be a ginger or a redhead. Someone could have coarse, thick hair. African hair. South Africa is here. I'm also getting someone could have like black hair, like really dark jet black hair, like kind of like Native American hair. That could be your natural hair color. Very shiny. Somebody has gray hairs growing in the front of their crown of their head. So the crown of your head, where your forehead and your temples are, on the side of your head too. There's like somebody has a little salt and pepper in their hair, okay? There's like gray strands coming in. You guys are wise old souls, even if you are a younger age. I'm being told to appreciate the gray ones. I don't know what that means. Maybe you guys know what that means. That's what they told me. We have here mountains. Stand your ground. Yeah. Standing 10 toes down, no matter what, has been your perseverance here to getting where you want to go and getting the respect that you desire, the respect that you are deserved. We have here eagle, seeing from a higher perspective. So we have the eagle here. You could have Scorpio in your chart. You could watch back the Scorpio reading. Scorpio could be in your chart. For some of you guys, you have a tattoo of an eagle on you. Water guardian. You could have Scorpio in your chart. That's crazy. It literally showed me here. That's crazy. It flipped over. I didn't know it was flipped over. I was still shuffling. That's crazy. Did anyone else flip over? No, that was it. Yeah, you got Scorpio heavy in your chart. Somebody does. You could be a Scorpio watching this reading, or you could be a Virgo watching and you have Scorpio placement in your chart. It could also be Cancer or Pisces in your chart. But I'm getting heavy Scorpio for most of you. You can cross watch for those, or that could just be double confirmation. If you cross watch, it might feel like a personal reading. If this isn't already feeling like a personal read, maybe those ones will. Back to the message. You have a connection to your intuition and your emotions. You have a connection to your intuition and your third eye. For some of you guys, this combination gives me that you are like connected to like psychic knowledge. So you guys could be seers, oracles, prophets, mediums. You could have these spiritual gifts. Maybe they're not perfect. Maybe you want to perfect them. Maybe you don't want to get into that at all. But for some reason you're connected because you show it to yourself every day with the decisions that you make. You make decisions from your intuition, and sometimes you go against your intuition and you see how your intuition was right. So now you always follow your intuition because you're like, every time I don't follow my intuition, it shows me how much that doesn't align to me, whatever the outcome was. So you've learned your lesson because you have that experience of, you know, putting yourself into battle, but not, by not following your intuition, you put yourself into battle. For some of you guys, you put yourself into a better position because maybe you were born into battle. For some of you guys, you were born into an environment that wasn't set up for your highest good, you know? So that could go back to childhood, the way you grew up, your family dynamic, your parents, triggers, traumas, etc. That makes you a wounded warrior. Now, being a warrior doesn't mean that I'm vibrating from ego and pride. It doesn't mean that I am stuck in an illusion or stuck being resentful and having triggers. It means that those triggers or resentment or ego is showing me how to become strong in letting that go. Because part of strength isn't ego. Having strength is letting go of your ego. That's the strength. That's the real answer. The real warrior does not have ego, does not have pride in a low vibrational way. They may be proud of themselves, but they don't have pride where it holds them back from their stability, their success, their honor, their glory, their respect, their power. Having true power is without having ego get in the way, right? So there's something about this energy that the ego, the pride, the stubbornness, the resentment could have been part of your biggest challenge and can still be. But Spirit is saying when you see from a higher perspective and you let go of those things, you realize I could still stand my ground and still be a high priest or a high priestess without it. I don't need it. It was showing me how I didn't need that to be a warrior. I'm a better warrior without it. I can connect emotionally and intuitively in that way and accept that I feel certain feelings and I'm mad about certain things, but not hold on to that feeling and allow it to control my life in the direction that my life is going. Because then you perpetuate the triggers and the traumas that you were born into, if that's the case. Then you're continuing that negative instead of vibrating from the positive because of the negatives. Does that make sense? It's the learning from that. It's the higher perspective. It's the seeing that, oh, okay, I'm the one that's meant to change that in my family tree or my lineage or, you know, what I want to create for myself, the family I want to have in the future, the life I want to have in career or whatever it is that you desire. So that's what I'm seeing here. Beautiful. Yeah, you guys could be generational curse breakers, trigger, trauma. You could trigger other people, for sure. Virgos, you could trigger other people a lot in your family. I'm hearing it's with your family. You trigger a lot of people being yourself. You trigger a lot of people's belief systems that they're stuck in because you see from such a higher perspective that you trigger others out of theirs, or you trigger them so much that they are out of your life. And later on, they tell you that you were right. And it could be like 10, 15, 20 years later. You could have not have heard from them, but then they tell you were right. Because you're not meant to change people's perspective in the now. You're not meant to, change your lineage right now. You're just meant to leave behind the trigger. The trigger is what creates change. I said that to Leos, and I'll say that to you, Virgo. The imagination, the vision. So part of your life purpose and your legacy is to leave a particular perspective or a vision based off your emotions. For a lot of you guys, you know things without knowing how you know them. Like I said, you guys are very psychic. Whether you realize that or use it as a profession or not, you just have the ability of being highly connected to your emotions, your intellect, your intuition. You feel deeply, but then you understand from a higher perspective, or you have the ability to do so. That's psychic energy, where I could feel deeply, but I also have esoteric knowledge. I have a higher knowing, or I could see everybody's perspective. I could see everything everywhere all at once. I could see everyone's perspective, but I also feel it deeply. What do I do with this information? Then you figure out what you do with it. Once you see and you feel, you figure out what to do with that information, and then you make something happen. That's why you're so successful, Virgos, or that's why you have potential to be so successful. And you could be successful in relationships closest to you. You could be successful in career, work. You could be successful in spiritual communities. There's just something that you're successful in because you know this, you feel this, you know this, and you are this. It is who you are. The wounded warrior, the high priest or the high priestess, the one with the eagle eye, but also the one with the deep emotion. It's like I could see above the water and underneath the water. That's power. When you could go through two different mediums, when you can go through two different elements, when you could be this or that, when you could see from this person's perspective, even though it doesn't align to yours, and accept it for what it is, and then remove it from your life if it's not for you, but still leave an impression. That is a true leader. That is a true warrior. That is a true, like, you know what I mean? Like that's what brings truth. That's what brings true power. We have here the Death card, representative of Scorpio energy. There goes that eagle energy showing itself again. The death and rebirth process, constantly reinventing yourself, your belief system, or constantly reinventing your environment. For some of you guys, you move a lot because you don't have a home, or you don't have like a place where you want to just stay at. For some of you guys, you're very adaptable. That could be your air sign placement. You could have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your chart. You could have Scorpio in your chart. Okay. Highly aspected in some area. You could have Cancer or Pisces in your chart. Highly aspected is because you like to be in flow. You like to be a constant movement or create some type of purpose to your life through this imagination, through this vision, through this knowing intuitively. For some of you guys, you have significant dreams, by the way, with this imagination card showing itself. It says, I embrace and nourish my creative aspect of my mind. Yeah, your mind is so creative. You create your reality, but also you envision it before you actually create it in the physical. You know that it's okay to end things for new beginnings. I am learning that endings merely are new beginnings. Beautiful. And what else is here? Last message for my Virgos, and then we'll move on to Libras. Thank you so much for you guys for being so patient in the reading. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to the OGs. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hype up this video so other people can find it. Because I got 3 different videos for Chosen One readings, and each one of them is channeling different signs. So that everybody finds the reading, please like and hype. Like and hype. I appreciate you. Okay. We have here grief. A lot of what you guys have experienced or endured is grief of like losing close ones, loved ones close to you. For some of you guys, You know that losing something is a new beginning, whether it's losing someone closest to you from the past, whether it is changing your career or the workplace that you're at, whether it's removing yourself from a toxic relationship to create new relationships. You know that in grief brings knowledge, and knowledge brings power, and understanding the circle of life, understanding how energy moves and works, even though you feel it deeply and you have to grieve physically your emotions. Once you get past the emotional state, you start to see energy for what it is. You start to accept energy for what it is. It's almost like it brings you to a reset. There's some type of reset button here where it's like, oh, I'm understanding that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. I appreciate my life. I appreciate this opportunity. I appreciate this person. I appreciate the experience I had with them, whether they're still here or not. I appreciate the lessons I learned from the toxic relationship. It wasn't happening to me. It was happening for me. Who am I talking to? Ashe. Lock in. So your purpose is creating legacy, and this is your purpose. Part of your purpose was to go through these certain experiences to have this happiness, joy, and success. This is the success card out of the Oracle deck, and it was your first card out. The first card is the strongest. Your success is because of this, everything that I just said. So you are already written to be successful. It is already part of your life. You are already successful now with certain things. You're only meant to become more successful, but it's not meant to look as pretty as you want it to, and that's okay. It's not going to look like that. It's not going to look like, you know, Jane over there or Jack over there. You don't know how they gain their prosperity. This was your path. This was your journey, and it's okay that it looks like this, because that's what's going to create a lot of your respect. A lot of people who have success don't have respect. Put respect on my name, right? So it's giving that you have not only success, but you also are respected. Now that's better than just glitter and gold. Respect. And I have materialistic gain, and I have prosperity, and I have a legacy and generational wealth to leave behind, and I got respect. Heck yeah, I want that. Heck to the mother. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Bottom of the deck is autumn. Release the old and rest. You know, every autumn is a period of rest, reflection. And at this time, you may be having that and gaining more clarity. So with that being said, this is going to be your message, Virgos. Thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your energy. Lock in, gang. Like the video and hype up the video, so that way this video can circulate, twerculate, and percolate on this platform, so people can find the messages deemed worthy for their highest good, or this Virgo reading. Other Virgos can find it too. So like the video, hype it up, hype it up, hype it up. With that being said, let's get into my Libras, the last sign of this live stream. Let's get it. Lock in, gang. Lock in. Drop your zodiac sign down in the chat room below. Let me know y'all ready for the read for my Libra gang. You just finished your birthday season. How did that feel? How did your birthday season feel? I felt like your birthday season for me felt good. Hopefully you had a great birthday season, or you made the best of it. If it wasn't the way that you wanted it to be, hopefully you made the best of it. We can only do with what we have, right? So do it up. Let's get some more messages. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source. For the last reading of the day here, Libra. What do we have here for my Libra gang biddies and zeddies up in the building? What do we have? All right, so let's tap in for my Libras. And the sun is shining in your live stream spread. Virgos and Libra had the sun shining, peeking through. Something could be significant about tomorrow. Tomorrow could be a significant day. Whenever you come across this reading, tomorrow could have a significance to you. It could be some type of clarity that you get. It could be something that is ending or something that's beginning. It could be something that you feel like is back into balance. Maybe you have a windfall of money. Maybe there is a higher bank account balance for you. There's an opportunity for success or something. maybe good news comes your way. Something significant about tomorrow. Whenever you come across this reading, I'm talking about the next day. Whenever you come across this reading, because for some of you guys, tomorrow to you is right now while you're in the live stream right now, live with me right now in real time. But for others of you who catch this video later, because my readings are timeless, you're going to come across this reading and tomorrow is going to be significant. Whatever tomorrow day that is for you. What do we have here for my Libras? Star Ancestor. I saw this come out earlier and I put it back into the Oracle deck and it came back out. So that's definitely your message. You're meant to hear this. Follow the voice of your soul. Your soul is talking to you. So follow that voice. Follow that intuition. Follow that internal thought or internal like idea of creation. Maybe you want to create something. Maybe you want to be a particular version of yourself. Maybe you want to reinvent yourself or reinvent the wheel to something you've already started, something you're already doing. Maybe you're doing it in a new way, or maybe in a non-traditional sense, maybe in a more modern way. Whatever it is that you want to do or that you are going to do. I'm sorry, that means the same thing. Whatever you're going to do or whatever you're already doing is what I meant. Spirit is saying you want to follow where you feel like you're being led. It's the voice of your soul. For some of you guys, you could be into music. So the voice of your soul could be literal. For some of you guys, you could be into public speaking. So the voice of your soul could be literal. Okay. For some of you guys, you could be writers, authors. So your voice of your soul is going to be literal. So you could take it as a career or an occupation. But for others of you, take it how you feel as though it resonates, because it could be a figurative message to follow your intuition or your calling or this pull. Because for some of you guys, you already know the answer. We have here the Trader. The Trader card is saying exchange energy to create abundance. Okay. Exchange energy to create abundance. And whatever it is that you feel as though you're called to, whatever your soul is calling you to do, it's a soul calling. When you follow that, you're able to give your talent, skill, or ability to the world or to a community or to the collective or to whoever is around you. And you're able to receive abundance from that. So how you're going to make your life successful and prosperous is through what you create. It's through the energy that is what you do. It's the action. Sorry, you guys, if you hear my stomach growling. I'm literally doing these readings fasted, and we have been doing these readings for a long time now because I had to start and stop the live stream. The Hermit, retreat and recharge. Hermit energy gives Cancer sign, so you could have Cancer strongly aspected in your chart. For others of you, it could be that you have Scorpio or Pisces. Doesn't have to be. But I'm definitely getting like an inner connection to source. A lot of you guys are connected to source because you are an air sign, but also you could have a strong water sign placement. I definitely advise you to cross-watch the Cancer reading if you have strong Cancer in your chart. But if you don't have strong Cancer and maybe it's Pisces or Scorpio, definitely watch those readings. It could feel like a personal reading. Maybe you get more messages that you need to hear. But I'm seeing here something about your meditation. When you meditate, when you contemplate, when you're thinking, when you're daydreaming, when you're dreaming at night, there's something here of like whatever's happening internally within you is externally the gift that you're meant to give, because the gift keeps on giving. It's like the skill, talent, or ability that you have to give, it keeps on giving. It gives back to you in many ways, in many forms, abundantly. It's the gift that keeps on giving. For some of you guys, your starseed family is strongly aspected here. So maybe you feel connected to Andromedians. I just heard Andromedians or Andromedians, however you pronounce them. Andromedian starseed could be here. Osiris could be here. Orion energy. I'm getting strong Andromedian though for some reason. And it doesn't say that on this card, but I get it strongly. As if I'm supposed to know it's Andromedian for some reason. That's interesting. I wonder what this card means. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. I'm about to tap into the Oracle deck book, to this card deck. Star Ancestor. Messages coming directly from your soul. That's what this card means. So it's basically what I was already channeling. It says the star ancestors is a term for extraterrestrial light beings who are dedicated to healing and the growth of the world. So it could be Pleiadian energy. It doesn't say that here, but it could be. Pleiadian or Andromedan. For those of you who are into starseed families. Now, this could have nothing to do with you or you don't connect to that. That doesn't have to be part of your belief system, but I'm still going to read what this card means because it means something to somebody. So it says here, beings who are dedicated to the healing and growth of the world. These incredible beings are divine embodiments of love who bring wisdom from higher realms. Often people feel a sense of connectedness when they look up into the night sky and see the stars. I believe that's because they are remembering the starry connections, aka the starseed families, that this card represents. The star ancestor is reminding you that you have outworldly support and that your friends from your stars can help you if you are willing to be helped. They can support you in connecting with following your soul's deepest calling. There's a deeper purpose to your human journey. Not only were you born on purpose, you were born for a purpose. You were born to be a light in the world, and there are supporters out there in the universe sending waves of energy to guide you at this time. Information and inspiration that has been coming your way recently is not new information, but in fact, memories. So you've been here before. Your feelings of being drawn in a particular direction are the awakening of the aspect of your soul. You are being drawn towards the road that will not only light up a path for you, but it will also help light up the corner of the world, every corner of the world, and the people outside of you. Continue following this cosmic guidance that is coming your way. This is your chosen one message for the Libras. That energy, that star ancestor card. So that's what I was saying with this meditation card. Whatever you contemplate, think about, meditate on, whatever you feel connected to when you daydream or when you're dreaming at night, there's this connection to a starseed family that is trying to give you information because you've already done this before. You've been here before. You have knowledge of this, right? You're just remembering, okay? It's not new information. You're remembering. So whatever new ideas that you feel like are new, that are coming to you or coming to mind, to do with what you're already doing or to do something that you haven't started yet and you want to start, Spirit is saying it's because you're meant to remember your plan, your purpose, that you chose to do something before you got here. And now that you're here, now you have to remember. You have to learn how to remember. And for some of you guys, you're doing that now and you're seeking that information, and your angel guides or your spirit guides or higher entity beings of the highest white light are wanting to communicate to you this information, are wanting to connect with you. Pleiadian energy, Andromedan energy. This could be Mother Mary. This could be an ascended master like Jesus or Moses or Noah, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever entity, God or goddess, divine, highly white, divine energy here that is meant to lead people and meant to help change the world or meant to help bring stability to a family dynamic. It doesn't have to change the world. It could just change your own family dynamic. Imagine how many people change their family dynamic for the positive all at the same time. Imagine all the people who are doing that. In time, over generations, we're going to be in a better place. So you do change the world. It just may not be right now, but in you changing your family dynamic or perspective or belief system in order for it to be vibrating at a higher level, all the other people around the globe who are doing that as well ends up changing the world in the later. Does that make sense? So that's why it's significant. That's why it does matter. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm not going to do it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. It might not change things when you see it in this lifetime, but it does for lifetimes to come. And so that's what's important. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. We have here the Oracle. The Oracle also wanted to come out and show you itself because you have important information that spirit wants you to wait on, spirit wants you to be hungry for, spirit wants you to be connected to. It's the voice of your soul. Wait for important information. Every time you get an idea, or every time you get like a thought that you feel like is profound, it means something, it has purpose. Maybe you don't fully understand it, but you know it means something. Stop what you're doing and write it down and get that thought out, or stop what you're doing and put it in your notes and save that, because you're going to want to go back to it later. It's a clue. It's to get you to remember where you're going. It's to get you to remember your purpose, or what you're doing on purpose, and what that purpose has for the future. Okay? For the future you, for the future of your family, for the future of your lineage, for the future of your legacy, for the future of the world, etc. It could be any future for any reason, but it is something that you're doing that you're meant to get more information on. And like I said, you may not have all the answers. That's why I said write it down as you go along, because maybe later on the dots connect. You ever have those moments in your life where you're like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I want to go to school for this one thing. I don't even want to go to college anyway. F it, I guess. And then you finish and you're like, I'm going to go be a waiter. F this. And the next thing you know, at your next shift, while you're waiting tables, you spark up a conversation with one of the people who you're waiting tables on. And all of a sudden, they're like, I didn't know you had a degree in XYZ. And you're like, yeah, I got a degree in that. Like, hey, I have an opportunity for you. If you're interested, here goes my business card. I know that I can link you up with somebody who's looking for your talent, skill, or ability, or your knowledge, or your degree, your profession. Are you interested? And you're like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I got into serving industry. I got into, hospitality and restaurant business, but you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. I haven't done anything with it yet. Boom. And then you don't realize that one connection leads to another connection, leads to another connection. And then you start connecting the dots from before as to even why you went to go to get that education to begin with. Because you're like, I didn't even F with school anyway, for some of you guys. And then you realize how later on it's like, oh, wow, that actually ended up linking up. And then you realize how connected the stars are. You see the lines that are showing the Big Dipper? You realize how connected the stars are, and how those dots align to your life and how connected your life is. Stars aren't the only ones that connect and make pictures in the sky. Milestones in your life, points of your life, decisions in your life create pictures as well. It creates the bigger picture. It's the important information you need in the now to live out the life that you're meant to lead. Who am I talking to? Ashe. I know that was a bar for somebody. Somebody didn't know where I was going with that, and that's how we wrap it up. So like I said, when you are in this energy of trading and exchanging energy to create abundance, and you don't know why you're doing it, when you're making decisions and you don't know why you're creating or changing or doing this or doing that, it leads for you to get the answers that you seek. You get the information later, is what Spirit is saying. Sometimes it's about doing and getting information later, because it all connects the dots to the bigger picture of your purpose in life. Your purpose is leading to legacy. That's what I have here. For some of you guys, you have jewelry that has a snake on it. The snake represents shedding away the old skin and recreating something new, or living out something new. So that could be significant as a pattern in your life. For some of you guys, there's patterns in your life with this tapestry having all the patterns on it. There's some type of pattern in your life that you're realizing could have been a behavior that kept you away from this knowledge or from remembering who you are or your purpose in life. And you're realizing letting go of certain patterns creates a new version of yourself, and you like that new version better than the self that you thought you were meant to create, the self that you thought you were meant to be. We have here forgiveness coming out, and we have here change. Wow, and they're both that sacral chakra, solar plexus energy. So that's going to be your sacral chakra, solar plexus energy. That almost makes me feel like that's what this person is meditating on, their chakra systems. Those chakras have a lot to do with your creativity and your confidence, your courage, your bravery. It also has to do with the womb. For some of you guys, you could have children. You could specifically be a mother. But it has to do with your womb. The way you carry knowledge is through water. So drink a lot of water is what Spirit is saying. If you want answers sooner, drink water. Take baths or showers. Go to a lake, put your feet in. Go to the ocean, take a swim. Something about water, when you connect to the pure essence and the natural nature of cleansed, pure water, gives you more knowledge on or confidence of what you want to do. It also purifies and cleanses your energy from the inside out, because we're made of water. We're made up of a lot of water, 80% water, I believe. So that's what I have here. Forgiveness creates change. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the energy of love, blocks the flow of love. And then we have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So you're moving out of harboring resentment, or you've done so. Someone's name is Enzo, or someone's donezo with something. I'm donezo with something. Like, I'm done. I'm not doing that no more. Like, you've let something go. And you don't let it go with anger or resentment. You let it go with love. And that energy opens up authenticity to vibrate from you. It opens up an audience to watch you. Maybe all eyes are on you. For some of you guys, you could be public figures. For others of you, you could just have a greater audience, or maybe the audience is your closest family members or friends or coworkers or something. But there's something of like the way you're flowing, it brings like an aura of light around you, and it creates change. So not only for yourself, but it ends up creating change for a perspective of people to see you from a new perspective, a new light. It's like taking a selfie. Like, oh, I don't look good from that angle. So you change the angle, and that's a little bit better. You say, oh, that's my good side. Well, guess what your good side is? This change that you let go of. You let go of the negative side, or the negative side of things, or the negative you, or the patterns, habits, and behaviors that were holding you back, and you're remembering the high vibrational side of yourself. What I came to do, my purpose, my power, my spirituality, my essence of self, my authenticity, my information that I was meant to remember, not receive, but remember. You're not receiving something you already didn't have. You're just activating that memory of it. We have here, I understand that nothing can grow and evolve without movement. You're creating change. And you're changing people's perspective of you. So people only saw you from one selfie. People only saw you from Instagram or whatever profile you got on the platform. People only saw you from the image that you put out to the world in that way. But now you're slowly shifting out of that. And when you change your own belief system within, and you start to remember who the F you are, really who the F you are, your real interest, your real passion, your real esoteric knowledge, your real desires, your real interest in certain topics or discussions. Now you're vibrating from your higher self. Now you are creating movement and purpose. Now you are, who you came to be. The world might have showed you or told you who to be, but now you remember who the F you are and who you came to be. And so there could have been a period of confusion in your life. You might have been involved around certain environments or people or certain careers that you didn't really feel connected to. And Spirit is saying, Spirit or your starseed family, however you want to see it, Spirit is saying here that you are in the energy of now legacy. This is true legacy now. This period of this time, this moment. And for some of you guys, you may resonate with this now. And for others of you, you're in the midst of getting into this point. But you're meant to hear this now to save this video for later, or to have it resonate in the present moment. So take what resonates, leave the rest. Book a personal if you need one. Link is in the description box below. Your last card out is fear, the fear card. And it says, I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. I'm testing my experiences, my lack, my problems, my issues. I'm testing my intuition, my choices, my mistakes, to live in the energy of love. I'm testing that. I'm seeing how that version of myself is hella different than before, but it needed to live out to bring me to who I am today, or who I'm becoming. Because who I'm becoming, I already was. It was just masked in maybe what other people told me to be. Other people have shown me to be. You're awakening. Some of you Libras are having massive awakenings. Wow, bottom of the deck, we have balance here. You guys are the energy and the representation of justice, balance. The scales being back balanced. This is your energy, Libra energy. It says, bring a state of perfect harmony into my world. I do so without judgment. I bring a state of perfect harmony, perfect balance into my world, and I do so without judgment. I don't judge others because who am I to judge? Because I've been through it. And yes, I will be judged for what I do and I say and who I am now, but that has nothing to do with my purpose and my power and the legacy I want to leave. Whatever they say and however their perspective is on me has nothing to do with what I'm about to leave behind. Ashe. So you're realizing it's okay to do what you do without judgment. It's okay to bring harmony into your world without focusing on the negative and just focusing on what you came here to do. Leave behind. Focus on the positive effect it's going to have. Not on who says, oh, you're not doing it right, or oh, it's not good enough, or oh, you sure you want to do that, or oh, how's that small business going? Like, I don't care about backhanded compliments. I don't care about you wanting to support me in your fake energy. And I don't judge it either, because that's where you're at. You haven't remembered yet, but I remember who I am, and I am that I am. And I remember what I'm here to do. And so I'm going to do what I do. And with that, I'm going to be the legacy. Because why? Because I am legacy. So that is going to bring back a state of balance and a state of purity. And with that balance, it brings actual success. We measure success with materialistic gain and how much money we have. But what actually represents success is you coming from the energy of yin and yang. You come from the energy of, I forgive you. And I move on from you. I let go and I let God. You know? I'm going to do this with or without your permission. You know? So we have here that's true success, knowing who you are and being okay with that. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. You do it with love. You do it with authenticity. You do it with integrity. You do it with dignity. You do it with respect. You do it with responsibility. You do it with discipline. You do it from the highest white light vibration. Why? Andromedian, Pleiadian energy. Because you are of a highest white light being. You came here to remember. Because everyone else forgot. Ashe, ashe. Lock and gang. And you remembering, you activate other people's memories as well. So in you being your authentic self, you activate other people's memories. Maybe you also make them not feel alone. Because maybe other people feel this way too. They just don't want to say it out loud. They don't want to show it out loud. Maybe you're meant to be that person. Leadership energy. You exchange energy to create abundance. So not only are you creating your own abundance, you are creating abundance for other people to have their own spiritual awakenings or be confident and be courageous within themselves. We have discipline and humor. For some of you guys, the way you do things could be funny. It could be putting a lighter take on, you know, something serious. Okay? Maybe you bring up serious topics and you take a lighter spin on it in order for the message to go through, in order for you to be seen, heard, and felt, and for others to be too. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Discipline. We talked about you doing it disciplined. Doing it in a way where it's lighthearted, but it still gets the message across. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever energy you are exchanging, it's creating abundance not only for you, but also for others. Very significant. For some of you guys, you could have snake jewelry, snake tattoo. For some of you guys, you have a mala beads. You own mala beads. Your name could be Mala, like mine. We also have here, for some of you guys, you like hanging tapestries, or you like having, maybe you like knitting, crocheting, or having, maybe you like reupholstering furniture or feng shuiing your home. I'm seeing that here. For some of you guys, you could have dreads. You could have a background, a Jamaican background here as well. For some of you guys, you don't have a Jamaican background, but maybe you feel influenced by that culture, their traditions, their belief system, their spirituality. For some of you guys, you sage your home a lot or you need to cleanse your space. For some of you, you may have a nose ring. I'm seeing a nose ring here. I'm also seeing big jewelry. For some of you guys, you wear big, bold bracelets, bangles, or necklaces. Okay, that could be double confirmation to the type of people who I'm speaking to who need to hear this message. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to tap into your energy. For some of you guys, you wear hoodies a lot as well. That's the last vibrational message coming through. With that being said, I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, for being patient, for all the messages. I'm going to take the time to timestamp these readings because these readings are all over the effing place. Okay, there's 3 videos out for the chosen one to read. And so I have to go back and timestamp and link all the videos to each other because we kept having technical issues. But thank you so much for being patient during those technical issues. I didn't give up. You didn't give up. And now we're all here and we all got the highest vibrational messages for our highest good. All right, so I was going to make sure these messages got across regardless, and I'm so glad that you guys were able to stick around for it, okay? Because these messages are for, like I said, your highest good, your higher self is sending you these messages, okay? So take what resonates, leave the rest, and allow it to resonate later if it takes time to resonate, okay? These readings are timeless. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, I do have a sale between now and November 2nd on my website, www.oraclegangbaddie.com. The link is in the description box below, so you could tap in, type in and use the code SPOOKY30 to get 30% off your personal reading if you would like to book a personal read. Also, with that said, like the video, hype up the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Subscribe to the channel. Take care, best of abundance, and Ashe. Bye.